And all the keys are as important. I just have to start somewhere, and you have to look upon it as a wheel, where to get the wheel running smoothly, you have to have all 5 keys in a harmony. And when there's no harmony, we can find out, well, what is it we have a problem with, and how can we get the harmony back into the circle run. The second golden key is movement. When you think back of your childhood, do you think you moved more in the daily life than your children do today? Yes. Yeah. Many of us are not really aware of how little our children move compared to 20 years ago. The car has taken over a lot of what we before would have walked. The strollers has taken over where children before would have walked. Safety also does that we feel we have more control and it's more safe when the child is sitting. Babies are carried in car seats all the time and not put back on their back. What happens if our children do not move? It's very scary, because the physical body only gets muscles if we use it. If you don't use your body, but for children who have to, you can say, enter their physical body, they need to learn their body to know. And if they don't use the body, they don't find themselves. They don't find their own borders, and they're not able to feel others' borders. Another very important thing is that when you walk, you do cross movement. When you do cross movement, you make bridges in the brain for the future thinking. 80% of these bridges is made the first 5 years. So if they do not move, they don't make the bridges. So it is extremely important for the children's future that they are walking every day to make the future possible for them. A healthy child needs 2 to 3 miles walking a day. And many children do not get that. The good thing is you only need to walk 1 mile with them, and they will do the 2 others by running and coming back. And for you, it's also very, very good to walk, because it refreshes your mind. And you can see when children, when they start walking, they're jumping everywhere and running and coming, and they are talking or screaming, and they're very talking very high. And then when you have walked around an hour, you can see they are down in their body, and they can walk beside you, and they're breathing all the while way down in their belly. This is the moment that the children are in themselves. And first, then they can actually start playing with other children, because they can feel themselves. When I started my kindergarten 100 years ago, For the first 20 years, we only need to walk 20 minutes to get the children into this condition. Now we need to walk 50 minutes before the children are actually there. And this is telling how much everything else has an impact on their life. So for the children to be able to concentrate, they need to fulfill the task of the physical body through movement. And outdoor, it's so much easier for the children, and especially the boys, to use their energy and challenge their body. Many boys today are in trouble. As more academics, as more handwork, as more sitting activity we bring to the children, to the boys, as more disturbed they become and as more problematic we think they are. Even though they're just telling us they need to use their body. They need to run, they need to climb, they need challenges. So, letting children have these challenges is also giving them a possibility of finding their own limits. So if they come to a tree, we never help the child in the tree. We wait, give them options. There's a tree. It's up to you what you do with it. And if they want to climb it, they have to do it by themselves. They have to be able to do the whole inner movement of the capacity and can I do it? And challenge and go up and when they are ready. Some children will never do it because they don't feel they can do it or they don't feel challenged by it. And other children will use maybe a year to be able to do it. But when the child by itself has confronted a challenge and overcome it, they will never do something stupid about it. A child who can climb in a tree itself do not fall down because it has been through all the movement and all the balance that was needed. But a child that you carry into a tree, they haven't been there. So they need you to help it down as well, and it might let go of the hands and fall down. So it's also the understanding of the physical movement is a trust to your child, a trust that they can do it, a trust that they need it, and I am not afraid. Many mothers are very afraid. I mean, you see a child is come walking and it falls and the child see your reaction and it start crying because the mother has already seen that the brain is spread out, you are on the way to the hospital, it died, I did not take care of it. But it's so seldom this is happening. The child has to fall hundreds of times before it doesn't fall anymore. So this to have a trust in, I cannot move all the pain on your road. I can be there, I can accommodate you, I can be next to you, but you have to challenge yourself. And pain is a part of life. Doesn't mean that we should put them out in pain, but not to be afraid and think we have to have a happy society. This do not exist. What also brings as a gift with a lot of movement is that when the child goes to bed, it can fall asleep. Many children and also many adults, when they go to bed, they spin around or they cannot find peace in their physical body. When you have walked 3, 5, 7 miles, yes, you are tired. You fall bonk, asleep. So this, to look upon the little child as a little farmer who has to be really challenged, is so important for the child really to fulfill its physical need. So we have sleep and we have movement.